Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Happening right now at 6:30. Crews are on the scene of a fire that has destroyed a horse barn in Clark County. Also, we have some new details in a Fleming County murder case after the second suspect was arrested in Lexington. And Kentucky Sports Radio shaking up the state's U.S. Senate race. These stories and breaking news as it happens coming up on WKYT This Morning. Good morning and welcome in. I'm Rebecca Smith. It is Thursday, October 9th. Let's check in now with meteorologist Jim Caldwell for a look at our weather.
And Rebecca, it looks like we are off to a bit of a chilly start in some cases out there. What we're looking at right now, though, is visibility. Here in Lexington, fine. We're not dealing with any areas of fog or any significant fog. You might run into a little patchy batch, but we look out toward eastern Kentucky, visibility around a mile or so in a couple of spots, so a little thicker as far as fog's concerned out there. Here in central and eastern Kentucky, as far as rain's concerned, it's not showing up yet. We've got plenty just out to our west. That's going to get cranked up and roll through our area as we progress through the day. We likely max out in the upper 60s for daytime highs. More rain on the way for the weekend and through next week. I'll have the very latest coming up for you here in just a little bit.
All right, thanks so much, Jim. We continue to track breaking news in Clark County. A horse barn was destroyed after an early morning fire. We have some pretty intense video to show you from the scene on Combs Ferry Road. This is near the Fayette County line. That's in Clark County. We do know there were no animals inside the barn when the fire started. The fire was called in by a neighbor who is helping firefighters with the investigation.
As far as we can tell right now, the barn was under renovation. Been having a lot of work done around the barn, and the neighbors advised that they was probably doing some work inside the barn as well, that it was in disrepair. So at this point in time, we're guessing maybe electrical fire, maybe might have started the fire, something to do with the renovation.
Well, the barn is a complete loss. This is a live picture right now of what is left. You can see the smoke just rising up there into the night air. Our crews say there are two horses in the same field as the barn, but again, we do know that no animals were hurt because of this fire. Well, new this morning, a Fleming County murder suspect was arrested in Lexington. The arrest comes as the other suspect in the case is set to face a judge later today. WKYT's Mark Barber is live in Lexington with new details on the investigation.
Good morning, Rebecca. State police have been searching for Kevin Howard since they found a body in Fleming County 8 days ago. Well, that search ended here last night when police found him at the intersection of Russell Cave Road and New Circle Road here and arrested him. The 37-year-old is charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and theft by unlawful taking. He is the second man charged with murder in a Fleming County missing person case. In addition to the murder charge, 55-year-old Charles Black is also facing tampering and theft charges. Police believe both men could be connected to the unidentified remains of a man that were found in the Grange City area on October 1st. According to Black's arrest citation, he told police he helped someone remove a body from his house and put it in a shallow grave. He also admitted to driving the victim's vehicle and using the victim's ATM card to withdraw $200. Police say that vehicle belonged to University of Cincinnati professor Randall Russ, who had been missing since August. Again, the body that was found has not been identified. Black is scheduled to appear in court today for a preliminary hearing. As for Howard, he is being held at the Fayette County Detention Center. At this time, police are not releasing any details about what led up to his arrest in Lexington. Live on Lexington's North End, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, after rounds of storms swept across central Kentucky, the National Weather Service now says that 7 tornadoes touched down in the bluegrass. Our officer Don Evans flew over some of the damage in Scott County using Sky First. Meteorologists say 1 tornado touched down in Stamping Ground, the other just north of Georgetown. And some of the worst damage was in Scott County around the Stamping Ground area. Emergency management says 3 homes had moderate to heavy damage. One man we spoke with says the tornado caused some pretty frightening moments.
I heard some loud noise, decided to look out the window. I saw a lot of furniture flying. I saw a gas grill rolling, so I knew that it was something more than a strong wind, so I decided to take shelter in my storm room.
And Scott County Emergency Management says this is some of the worst damage he's ever seen from a storm in years. Thankfully, there were no injuries reported in Scott County. Well, Bath County also had some damage from 2 tornadoes there, one near Sharpsburg, the other across the county in the Salt Lick area. Folks there still have a big mess to clean up this morning. One family told us a tornado damaged their camper and their home. A man said a tornado ripped off the roof of his barn.
Because I didn't realize anything had happened up behind our house. I was watching the front, and stuff flying off the porches and things and flying across the yard. And then come outside and looked up here, and the roof was gone.
Witnesses say the tornado sounded like a quick boom and then it was over. And here's a pretty unique look at a storm here in Lexington. Sky Drone Studios used a drone and a GoPro camera to get a look at the storm. You can see some dark clouds and a lot of lightning. Sky Drone Studios uploaded the video to YouTube, and they also used a drone out there in Scott County as well from the fire department along with the National Weather Service to assess the tornado damage there in the stamping ground area. And investigators have identified a father and son who died in a head-on crash in southern Kentucky. The coroner says 68-year-old Pallas Anderson and his son Samuel died after a crash on US 27 in the Pine Knot community. Police say a Chevy Trailblazer crossed the median and slammed into a Buick. The driver of the Chevy, 29-year-old Shay Coffey, is in critical condition at a Tennessee hospital. The coroner says the crash was not weather-related. We have an update for you this morning on a former UK football player injured in a fall at Commonwealth Stadium. Friends tell us Brad Durham underwent surgery on some vertebrae at UK Hospital. Doctors hope he'll be able to come off a ventilator in the next day or two. Friends also say all of his major organs appear to be all right. Durham fell from the upper deck of the stadium during Saturday night's game against South Carolina. Well, fears about the spread of Ebola are growing after the first person diagnosed with the virus on U.S. soil has died. Now U.S. officials are launching new safeguards to keep the disease from spreading. Susan McGinnis has a report from Washington.
Dozens lit candles last night at Wilshire Baptist Church in Dallas to remember Thomas Eric Duncan. Yesterday, he became the first person in the U.S. to die of Ebola. Duncan's fiancée, who remains in quarantine, told friends she's heartbroken.
The first thing she said, "My baby is gone, I'm finished."
Health officials are monitoring about 50 people who had varying degrees of contact with Duncan for signs of the virus. They say out of an abundance of caution, a sheriff's deputy who is exhibiting Ebola-like symptoms has been hospitalized. He had been in the Dallas apartment where Duncan stayed after he arrived from Liberia.
We're very kind of scared, just want to make sure everything's okay.
In response to the spread of Ebola, the White House says anyone traveling from West Africa to 5 U.S. airports will be questioned and have their temperatures taken. The tougher screenings start this weekend at JFK in New York and later at Washington Dulles, Newark International, Atlanta Hartsfield, and Chicago O'Hare.
We recognize that whatever we do until the outbreak is over in West Africa, we can't get the risk to zero in this country.
Officials say those airports receive the majority of travelers from West Africa, where the outbreak has killed thousands of people. Susan McGinnis, CBS News, Washington.
Well, the Pentagon says 100 Marines will go to Liberia today to help fight with the Ebola outbreak. The Pentagon says the Marines are part of a special air-ground task force out of Spain. The Marines will remain until soldiers from the 101st Airborne Division at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, arrive. Well, Kentucky's U.S. Senate race is coming down to the stretch. With less than a month to go, Senator Mitch McConnell unexpectedly called into Kentucky Sports Radio. Host Matt Jones said McConnell had said he would be on the program before the election, but apparently he surprised Jones yesterday with an unscheduled call. The Republican Senate leader talked about being a fan of both Kentucky and Louisville. He then made his case for being reelected, including why he opposes a hike in minimum wage.
I have supported in the past increasing the minimum wage when I thought it would be good for the economy and when there were breaks for the businesses who would lose employees included in it. But I can't think of anything worse to do right now in this jobless recovery than to destroy 17,000 Kentucky jobs.
McConnell faces Democratic challenger Allison Lundergan Grimes, who appeared on the Kentucky Sports Radio show last month. Well, there is a third candidate in Kentucky's U.S. Senate race, Libertarian David Patterson. Today, a federal judge is scheduled to hear arguments about whether Patterson should be included in a highly anticipated televised debate. Patterson sued Kentucky Educational Television because it did not invite him to participate in Monday's debate between McConnell and Grimes. So have you gotten your flu shot yet? It's that time of year again. If not, you can get one today for free. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is live in Lexington with details on an event today.
Good morning, everyone. We are here at the Imani Family Life Center on Georgetown Road. This is where you can come and get a free flu shot later this afternoon. The clinic does not start until 4 o'clock, but health department officials encourage people to go ahead and register online. Anyone 6 months or older is able to get the shot. Last year, Lexington had 109 confirmed cases of the flu. The health department provided more than 3,100 vaccinations throughout this season. 1,900 of those were given out during this free flu shot clinic. Now, to speed up the process, you can print out a registration form at lexflucrew.com and fill it out before you get here. That'll help you get through the line just a little bit faster. Again, this event will run from 4 to 7. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Well, heads up, drivers on Lexington's Leestown Road will notice a big change this morning. Construction crews have been working on a project to widen Leestown Road, and state transportation crews say at 9 o'clock this morning, traffic will be switched to the new side of the road. But crews will also have to close down Alexandria Drive, that's between Leestown Road and Trailwood Lane, so they can raise the road elevation there. Well, let's get a check of the other roads to see how traffic is moving this morning with a look at live drive traffic. Officer Don is here. Hello.
Hey, good morning. Leestown Road, of course, looks great right now. Later we'll see those changes. Clays Mill and Man o' War is another place that they're working. Expect delays there after about 9 o'clock this morning. Of course, Keeneland traffic this afternoon will be okay on Versailles Road for now. Let's get a look outside and we'll show you what's happening as you plan to head out the door this morning. The live look at I-75, I-64 through the northern split. Where traffic looks great, even off the interstate there, the exit ramps are fine. Hamburg traffic, no problems. And on our Waze map, a few live drivers on the way in, reporting collision-free on the north side. And also inbound North Broadway, Newtown Pike. Should be one cycle of light through all the major intersections. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Don. We have a lot more news from WKYT on the way this morning. Is too much bling for the ring a bad thing? What a new study says about how the size of an engagement ring impacts a marriage.
Well, showers, thunderstorms, I can't say anything about it. Showers, thunderstorms are starting to creep into the area. This is just phase one. We've got several more chances coming our way. I'll have the latest here in just a few minutes.